Hi peeps, and welcome back to the Weekly Unfold with me, Grandma Tijani. Um, I have left it a bit late to record this, so I'm hoping I record it and edit it and upload it in time. But yeah, it's just been a bit of a wild week. What week isn't wild, right? But it feels like it's been a bit of a roller coaster week. So let's get into how the week has unfolded. The ask that I made this week felt a little tender, I guess. I took my ask to therapy and was trying to explore how the emotions that come with a change in a relationship. And we have all sorts of relationships with loved ones, with family, with friends, with co-workers, with whoever. But this particular relationship has shifted a lot recently, and I was just struggling with understanding how to navigate that and also how to name the emotions that come with this obvious shift within the relationship. So I took it to therapy, and I guess what came out of it was being honest about naming the actual emotions that I was feeling. Um, and knowing that nothing is finite per se. So the way I'm feeling right now might change. I don't know if it will. I shouldn't be rolling my eyes, but it is what it is. So it I'm still in it and I'm still trying to figure my way through it, but it felt good to speak about it and ask for that help in trying to navigate that space. So yeah, that was the ask this week. Failure this week, not doing enough research into what actually is included when you book a full body lymphatic drainage massage. I thought I was walking into some like serene, flowery, okay, flower is wrong, but like serene, relaxed spa situation. Like, I knew there was going to be some pressure points, but dear God, apparently I've got a whole load of things pent up in all parts of my body. Um, I was not impressed. Actually, I'm lying. I was very impressed with the lady that did it, Abby. She was so lovely, and she actually explained it all through to me. And I guess my failure was just not doing the research. I thought I had done the research, but clearly hadn't done enough of the research. I was like, ooh, ooh. She was like, can you breathe through it? If you can breathe through it, you'll be fine. But I just need to get this out. And I was like, girl, my knee. What the hell? So yeah, that was an interesting experience. We'll do it again because apparently I think my body needs it. But yeah, I am waiting to see what results come of this thing because she was like, "Oh yeah, you'll see it in like 2 days." I'm like, I did it yesterday. I'm like, still trying to see where, how, but who knows? Hopefully you'll see it. It was all, like she did my face as well. Actually, she only did a little bit of my face, but I doubt you can see the result there. But I was like, this thing, I should have done some more research. First reminder was that there are so many amazing small organizations out in the world doing amazing things. And sometimes you forget that when you're kind of in your world doing your thing, right? I sit on the board of two of these amazing organizations, and in the past week, we both of them actually had board strategy meetings. So we got to hear a bit more about the work that they're doing, some of their plans for the future. Both organisations, um, the first is called Belle Eve and the second is called Innovate Her, and both have new board members that are joining the team. So it was great to kind of meet some of those board members and engage with them and hear what kind of skills they have and see how we can all bring our skills together to really make a difference for these organisations that are changing so many people's lives, in particular young people. So yeah, just love it. It was great. It was a great reminder that there are so many amazing smaller organisations in the world. Second thing, or the second reminder, was that everyone deals with things differently, and it's easy to say, but it's not always easy to remember. Some people like to talk it out, some people like to lash it out, some people like to release, some people like to internalize, whatever it is. So it was a good reminder this week that not everyone will deal with things the way that I deal with things. I am an individual person who is built up by all the different experiences that I've had in life, as is everybody else. And so it's just important to have that at the back of your mind as you're kind of going into situations and wondering why the heck someone is reacting in the way they're reacting, or why they're just choosing to do the things that they're choosing to do. We're all different. We're all different. So that was it. Therapy is the first thing that I am super thankful and grateful for. I if I'm completely honest, I dropped off of using my therapist or engaging with my therapist for a little while. Nothing in particular happened. Life was just life in, and I also got to a point where I actually felt good and I was doing the things, and I didn't, yeah, I didn't feel like I needed that sort of support, and that's fine. However, I also recognized more recently that I did need some of the support that my therapist used to give me, again, and so it was helpful to be able to re-engage with him. So yeah, that was my first thing that I was grateful for, super thankful and grateful for, going back to therapy and just having those conversations that sometimes we just need to have. Sometimes we need an outlet that isn't our best friends or our family members or whatever. So yeah, that was the first one. It was great to hear from someone that they saw me light up when I was talking about the importance and the power of storytelling and others telling their stories. I love a good story. I call myself a storyteller. Also call myself the chief encouragement officer, and I'm here to encourage people to tell their stories. Mainly because every story that you have is unique to you because of your perspective, which will be completely different to someone else's, because of the way that you grew up, because of the experiences you as an individual have had. Even if you're like twins, you can't, you wouldn't have necessarily experienced every single thing exactly the same. And so there's always a unique POV, point of view, that you will have, and I love that. We're talking about people not sharing their stories as much, and I was like, we need more storytellers, and innately we are all storytellers. So it made me glow inside when someone said that I light up when I talk about storytelling. I will also say that I actually went to an event on my own all about storytelling this week as well, which was great, and I yeah, I just love it here. Here being storytelling and everything around that. Final thing, unscheduled calls with people that I love. Um, yeah, nothing fancy, just one on one, catching up, checking in. It's been nice to have some of those calls. No, no fancy brunches, no dinners, to have to do it over. Although actually I did also have a really good catch up over dinner, I will say. Nando's has become well expensive, by the way. Okay, that's a lie. It hasn't become well expensive. I just haven't been in so long. I forgot how much it cost. But I was like, inflation is actually real because this is not how much it costs. It used to cost in Nando's. But still a massive fan of Nando's. And they've got a new menu. Go check it out if you haven't already. I enjoyed it. Anyway, that aside, catch ups, one on one catch ups with, in particular, my bestie, Janice. We randomly just had a catch up in the middle of the week. I think it was actually on Friday. It was Friday. It wasn't middle of the week. So it was end of the week, end of the work week. And it just felt good. It felt really good. So I am super grateful for that and the chats that we had. yeah, it turned into a mini kind of like emotional sesh, but we needed it. We needed that release. So yeah, feeling super grateful for those things this week. Last week we looked at that mental spring clean, and I actually think that's something we need to do regularly. I definitely need to do regularly, whether that's at the start of each month or I don't know, like maybe the end of each month or even in the middle of each month. I think it's just a good exercise to do. And in doing that, there's something about going deeper and exploring or actually writing down what emotions I need to let go of, especially if they're not true. So whether that is feeling guilty because others are making you feel guilty or a situation is making you feel guilty, when actually the truth is you're not guilty, you haven't done anything wrong, like the evidence is all there. So there's something about letting go of certain emotions that I want to deep dive into this following week. So my question to you is kind of like, what do you need to let go of? And if you're struggling to know whether or not it's true, or the thoughts you're having are true, like we said last week, that question, is it true, is a really good question to ask yourself. And I'm asking myself that question more and more. I'm letting go of, for example, needing to be the savior in people's lives. No one asked me to come and save them, first of all. Second of all, even if they didn't ask, where I have been showing up and quote unquote saving people have gotten comfortable with it. And so it's become the norm for both parties that, oh, we can depend on Ramat. Ramat will be there. Ramat will sort it no matter what. Even if the rest of the world is burning, Ramat will be there. We're letting go of that savior complex, because not every day try to save the world when you are actually burning up. it's not sustainable. And yeah, there's also this idea actually that my coach challenged me with a few weeks ago about this idea of feeling needed or wanting to be needed, because I'm so used to quote unquote trying to be a savior. I don't often even ask if people need that help and whatnot. I just assume that there's that need. I need that. I need to be there in that position. And so there's that piece around letting go of wanting to be needed or needing to be needed. So yeah, quite a bit of work to do next week around this letting go piece, but I'm looking forward to kind of diving a little deeper into it. So yeah, that's it. That's the weekly unfold for another week. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself. As always, stay out of trouble unless it's good trouble, in which case go wild. Until next time, bye.